Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Wait for everything to get caught up here. Hope everyone had a good week. I've been kind of cleaning off my desk because it has been a disaster with things that I've been trying to do and clean and get rid of and do. All right. All right. So volume's working. We'll get rid of that. All right. Let's see here. One more thing I'm going to do here quick before we get started. I have some exciting news to share with you guys. I'll wait till there's just a few more people around before I get to that. However, what I'm really excited about is, hi, Luann, how are you? I had planned on the plan was for me to do the Hope release tonight. Hi, Mom. Speaking of the Hope release, I was going to make cards tonight in honor of my mom, who's with us tonight. My mom and my grandma, her mom, were breast cancer survivors. However, my package did not arrive. Hi, Kate. It is in Des Moines, so it's going to be here tomorrow. So I can't use the Hope release tonight. That's all right. So we kind of came up real quick with some things, and there's a reason why I come up with what I did, and I'll explain that in a minute. We're going to make some quick and easy Christmas cards. But the other housekeeping thing I need to mention, other than any affiliate links in the description and possible in the chat, could be affiliate links. Most of them are, not all of them are. And that just means I get a little kickback. It doesn't cost you anything if you click on them and place an order based on that link. Now, next week, I will not be live. I will have a pre-recorded video because I am going to be in the beautiful state of Minnesota with design team member Candi and some of my other friends, and we are going to be crafting. So I will have a pre-recorded video. I can't even promise I'm going to be in the chat because it kind of depends on how crazy we get. But I didn't think I should go live with a bunch of women in the background. Well, I shouldn't say women. I should just say crafters because I don't know who's all going to be there. Anyway, so my other exciting news. It's my pleasure and my honor to get to announce that tomorrow, some of people know this already, I've had a couple of friends working on this for a while, but tomorrow is the grand launch of the new crafty app, Mustache. And let me go ahead. I got a fancy little graphic to put on the screen here. I've never done this before. So Mustache is a fabulous app. I am unable to show you because I have my phone. I use it both on my phone and on the web. I have been testing it for a while now with Brutus Monroe products, but it is going to be, and in my opinion, it's the best app ever for crafting. So you'll be able to go in and behind the scenes, they do all the hard work for you. You can just go in and you'll be able to click a little pink mustache and add things to your sash. You'll be able to sort by company, by theme, by product, tone. There's going to be projects and videos that you can do. You can also add your products. And I'm not going to go into too much details with it tonight, but the people that have been working well with it I've been working behind the scenes with them, trying to get some of the Brutus Monroe stuff in. They have granted me permission to talk to you guys about it tonight. So you can see here's their little icon in the corner, Mustache partner. And Brutus Monroe has a little code that if you want to write down tomorrow, this is the website. I will be sharing links. You'll be seeing links tomorrow. It's mustache.io. If you use the code Brutus20, you will get a discount on the subscription. I don't have all of those details in front of me, but I'm super excited. I really hope you guys enjoy that. I'm going to leave that up for just a few minutes. I'll take my little, and then we'll take that down. And I will put that also in the chat, or I'll have Penny put it in the chat if she pops in a little bit. And then I'll share that code a little bit later. So I just wanted to let you guys see that. and know about that. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start getting crafting here now. Let's switch our, and the reason I say that, oops, I switched things around and put myself up in the corner. There. The reason I say that is when my box did not arrive, what I did is I went in through my phone on my app, and it's available for both Android and iPhone. Like I said, tomorrow, there is a Facebook community called Mustache Community that you can also join. I went in and put Brutus Monroe, my filters, Brutus Monroe, and Christmas. And it pulled up everything that I have in my stash that is in Christmas. And I went through and I found a couple of stamp sets that are in stock, and that is what we're using tonight. So that is one of the best things, that you don't have to double buy about these butcher things. You can add things, and then you easily can just click the mustache off and it will remove things. And then there's also a little heart that you can do, add to wish list. And I will tell you that when they first tested it, they were super surprised. One of the designers, or one of the people, he called my friend and said, is it possible for someone to add hundreds of stuff to their stash in minutes? And she's like, yeah, it's probably Candi. She knows all of her Brutus Monroe. And I'm talking about my aqua pigments, my embossing powders, because I very easily on my computer just go click, 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 click. So anyway, that's enough about that. Let's get to card making. If you have some questions about it, I'm going to turn that little clicker off here quick. I can answer a few. I'm not an expert yet, but there'll be plenty of time. It's great. Like I said, it's been fabulous. They're very good about listening to what we want and need. And, if there's problems or suggestions and things like that. So anyway, that is my exciting. And I've got my little thing down there in the corner. I'm going to keep that kind of up because, like I said, it's super exciting. It's launching tomorrow for World Card Making Day. I have another announcement about that too in just a minute. What I'm going to do tonight is we're going to make a couple of simple, easy cards using 1 or 2 stamps. I'm going to use this. Is called the Sketched Holiday. It was part of our archive release, and it's got this beautiful swag here. And I thought, well, let's make some quick and easy cards with this. And we're going to do, we'll do a couple different ways. So this is a piece of Not Your Mama's cardstock. And I'm just going to go ahead. You can tell I've never even inked this up. I've had this for a while. And that's one of the things that in my, right now is not an option in the Mustache app, but you can personally tag things. You do not need to tag things like sentiments and stuff. But one of the personal tags that I'm going to be putting in is not inked or new. And then when I use it, I can go remove that tag. So that way I can go in and say new, and I can see what stamps I've never inked, because that is a goal of mine. So we're just going to kind of, I'm going to do this a little bit. I don't know how I want to do this. Let's do it this way. Just going to do this at an angle here. Okay. Hope everyone's had a great week and all that stuff. Like I said, it's been kind of a crazy week for me. It's my busy week at work. I have lots of stuff kind of going on. The first week of the month is always really busy with some of the reports and stuff I have to do. And I got most of all that stuff done. And I'm super excited to just get things going. It was my 4-year anniversary at work this week. So I've been in my business for 4 years. So that's exciting. I'm going to go ahead and I just used some anti-static powder tool, and we're doing some ink blending, and we're going to do this a couple different ways. I'm just going to add some embossing powder or embossing ink. Now I'm going to tell you that my embossing ink, I did put a little bit of re-inker in it. I think I need to re-ink it more because I did do the Fall Into the Holidays event last weekend, which I know people are looking for the PDFs. They will be coming. It will probably be next week before I will have them finished. I usually type them up after the class because there's not usually, follow along. I pause and everything, and I just got away from me this week. So I don't know if anyone's doing the trick or treat event this weekend. I'm excited for that. That goes live tomorrow afternoon. And super excited. So I will say I do not have any of the new paper yet. It is in Iowa, in Des Moines. It was supposed to arrive as well today. The post office has been a little slow. So I will have all that stuff for you. I don't know if I'm going to do an unboxing video, but I've got a bunch of stuff that's going to show up tomorrow. So I'm going to change this around. We're going to do 2 of these. I'm going to stamp this twice. And our embossing ink is super good because you don't have to necessarily put the embossing powder on it right away. So it'll heat set after, so you're good with that. So I don't have to hurry too much, but I have to hurry a little. So who has checked out our new release from the City Sidewalk release? I have a few items on that, I believe, that are going to show up tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. All right, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to bend back my stick and snap mat and pull it off. And then I am going to use gilded embossing powder. I did, hi Cordelia. I did put some of these items in the what do I want to call it, in the description box. Those are affiliate links. I didn't link everything we may use tonight because, like I said, tonight was one of those nights where, since my box didn't arrive, thanks to shipping in the post office area, I kind of pulled a few things, and then if we kind of pull a few things out. So we're making some quick and easy cards, Cordelia, using, this is the Sketched, oh, I got to think of it again, Sketched Holiday. Yeah, the Sketched Holiday stamp set. And we're going to make, look at how, okay, hold on. Almost back. Look at how pretty that is. It's so pretty. And I look like I did not get, I have a spot that I did not get down. So we're gonna stamp it out. We're gonna heat emboss it, but I'm not exactly sure what that part is. So that's one thing with embossing powder. And like I said, I've never used this stamp before, so it was super new. We're gonna go ahead and just brush that off a little bit so there's not too much embossing there. You're fine. You had to search all over the house for your stuff so you can make a birthday card. Oh, well, Penny, I know you had to search. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I know why you had to search all over your house. You missed my big announcement. I announced the big mustache release tomorrow, which you wouldn't have. That wouldn't help you because it's all over your house. However, I did release a code. We'll pop it up later. It's in the ticker, Penny. Okay. For people to be able to log in tomorrow and do that. That was my big announcement. Cordelia, oh, trust me. When Jennifer McGuire and Christina announced their holiday card class today, I almost bought more. Oh, yeah, Penny. Mustache goes live tomorrow. Hold on, I'll tell you all about it after I'm done heat setting here. And for World Card Making Day. And I got to announce it tonight because of asked permission. Since the stores were able to announce it, the partners or the stores that are involved were able to announce it tonight. They told me I could announce it tonight. So I'm going to put my stick and set mat back in. I should not have taken it out, but it should be fine because it's in the corner. But yeah, so tomorrow, if you use the code Brutus24, which like I said, I put it in the little ticker. Here's the little tomorrow. Here it's mustache.io for those of you if you've not signed up, if you want to sign up for it. But it's Brutus20 and you'll get us a discount off your subscription. But I have been furiously, I see what happens. I had a piece of something stuck to my stamp. That's what that was. Okay. You will be able to get a small discount off of that. This isn't an affiliate link. Yes, the next part, everyone, not even the partners, Penny, everyone is live tomorrow for World Card Making Day. So needless to say, I don't think it's a secret anymore. I've been helping, I know Penny knows this, but I've been helping get the Brutus Monroe stuff. So today I went through, and not everything, I will tell you, not everything is in there, you know, archived stuff or out of stock stuff may not be, not out of stock, retired stuff, if it wasn't in our store, may not be in the app yet. You'll be able to add those items. I will tell you that I will be adding all of my products that I have on Brutus Monroe over the next, you know, few months as I have some time. But yes, it's exciting. It's the reason tonight's live, Cordelia and Penny, was because my box didn't arrive. So I went into Mustache and I typed in Brutus Monroe and Christmas, and I was able to pull up a couple of stamp sets that were in, that I could go check to make sure we're in stock. And then I could use them tonight. So hopefully I didn't mess this up too much. Today is your son's birthday and you're meeting him tomorrow. And that's the nice thing about adding stuff. You can add your own stash, but you don't, if you don't want to, you don't have to share it. You'll be able to keep it private, or you'll be able to share it with the community, which means if you share it for approval, that means nobody else will ever have to add that, which is nice. So it's you're fine, Penny. Trust me, you're fine. Now we might have screwed this up because I didn't notice I had a piece of like plastic stuck to my stamp. So we're gonna have to see when to start all over. But you guys won't mind if I end up having to go a little live, right? I'll go a little long because of that. That was technical errors. Let's see. It's not too bad. It looks pretty good. See? But yeah. So I have one other announcement you guys I didn't give yet, so we'll make this one work. My other announcement is, and I'm super excited, that for World Card Making Day tomorrow, on Sean's channel, Manly Made Minute, I will be going live with him and Melissa. We're going to be making some 10-minute cards or basic cards for card maker or for newbies or whatever to make. It's Friday night, yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be using whatever we want. We don't have any limits for that, but we're going to do some clean, like simple cards that you could do in under 10 minutes. So I'm excited about that. So that'll be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central on Sean's channel. Like I said, it's just us having fun. It's not really, it just so happened that all three of us are on the same design team, but it's not like we're doing it for Brutus Monroe. Not that we're going to, use. I haven't decided what I'm going to use yet. Okay. So that is the basis of my card. That is card number one. Before I go on to the next one, we're going to do this again, but we're going to do it a little different. We're going to do kind of the same thing, but I just wanted to show you how you can make a little bit, how you can change it up a little bit. I got another piece of Not Your Mama's. And we're going to put this in. I'm just an anti-static powder tool. And grab our embossing ink again. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do this. Yeah, and my girls lost on Tuesday, so I don't have any basketball to watch. And a football team plays at 8:30 Sunday morning, so I'll have lots of time to do some crafting this weekend because all my stuff is done. So, and I also told Penny and Cordelia, I don't know who else might be, didn't answer, they didn't say anything in the chat, but if you're listening and you were behind, I will not be live next week. I will have a pre-recorded video, probably using some of the city sidewalk release because I'm supposed to get some of it tomorrow if the post office acts appropriately. And so I'm going to do that because I am going crafting in Minnesota with some friends. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. I have never used this stamp before tonight, Kelly. It all came from the fact that I was supposed to use the Hope release, and the post office decided it had to go kind of make a round trip a couple of times around Pittsburgh. To be honest with you, that's what happened. It was in Pittsburgh for 3 days. It went to one post office, then the next, and then the next. So that's coming tomorrow. So I wanted to make some Christmas cards using something in my stash that was in, and I noticed we didn't even have any samples really available for this one. So I thought this would be fun. Yeah, Cordelia, it's good. Cordelia, it's going to be fun. I am doing fun crafting. I am bringing stuff that has not. Yes, Luann, some of it is what you pulled for me. I have I have Alice coming tomorrow, my paper coming tomorrow. If it's, because it's in Des Moines. Now I'm going to say it all says it's coming Monday, but since it's in Des Moines today, it should come tomorrow, unless they decide to ship it to Cedar Rapids tomorrow. Then I won't get it till Monday. But I've got my Hope release, Alice, my Chromatic Reserve, and then the stuff you pulled for me is supposed to be here tomorrow. I hope tomorrow. And my trick and treat box. So we're going to have our fingers crossed. All right. So there we got two kind of similar cards, but different. A way to kind of make them different. Now, all we're going to do is just some basic ink blending. And then I actually have one more way I'm going to show you with this. And then we can kind of do something. We'll do it a different way too. They're all kind of similar, but just different ways. And you can easily mass produce this. I'm just grabbing some Stellar Bee Sting ink. And while I'm here, I should remember to grab my ink stand. Like I said, I had them out of the way because I'm not sure which one side I'm supposed to put them on. I'm going to put it on the side because I had all the classes last week. The SCT class on Monday, and I had the fall into the holiday class. And all we're really going to do is just a little bit of ink blending. Just doing a little ink blending around the stamp set and a little bit out. Nothing fancy. We're going to do the same thing with this one. I mean, you can do some very, very easy, but yet beautiful cards. I did this kind of similar to one a little while ago with like a Christmas tree stamp where, oh, whoa, that's really, really red. Well, we'll just fix that. We'll just do it again. Sometimes you can't get it to do it again when you want it to. But I'll just grab this and touch it right in and make another big red spot. And then blend it out a little bit. Here's ways to fix things. Okay. Now, other ways you can, we're not going to do these tonight, but I will just give you some examples. You could now find some of our glitter stock and go to your stash and find a beautiful sentiment out. And of course, I've got it on my fingers, so now I'm getting finger marks. And you could do a sentiment in gold, or if you've got some specialty gold cardstock, you could also do some matting layers with those. I'm just going to wipe this off just because that kind of, the ink sits on top of those. This is just some ink, reversed inking. Or, what's it? Not reverse inking. Emboss resist. Sorry, I couldn't think of the right word. And we just have some very basic kind of cards. I mean, you could really, if you didn't necessarily, you could go in and soften this with just what's left on your brush. Just a little bit. So there's a little white, but yet not a ton of white. So it just kind of has that little bit of a inky look to it. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this bee sting ink. And we're going to add a little bit of the Chroma Mist. You know me and my ornamental gold. I'm not going to spritz the whole thing. You could spritz the whole thing. We're just going to do a little tiny splatter. And I'm just going to take the lid off, and I'm just going to do. We're doing this first because we want to be able to put our sentiment down. Now, we could make a one-layer card, but I think we're going to do, we're going to add a little pop of color. And then I've got a little paintbrush here and some water. Another exciting thing for next weekend with my crafty is I get to see my mom, and my baby sister is going to bring her to see me because that's not too far away. So I think they're coming to see me for a while on the day. Of course, I get to see my friends. I'm super excited. And then the other fun, exciting thing is that I'm stopping. I just saw I appreciate your confidence in my memory. You know what? It's okay, Cordelia. If you're talking about the code, we will have it posted tomorrow on our social media. I will have it on our fan club group and on our Facebook page, if that's what you were talking about for that. I promise it's okay. But I am going to go to the fun, fancy IKEA store and get some new shelving units for my craft room. We're going to just quick heat set this. You could use Gilded Splash. You could use, if you still have some Gilded Shimmer Splash, you could use, the Shimmer Splash. You could use some Gilded Aqua Pigment Splash to splash it. And if you have other kind of watercolors that are golds, anything really works. It just adds that little bit of fun shimmer. So, okay, so we've got that. And then we're going to cut these down a little bit. So, we're going to cut them down. I'm going to cut them down to 4 inches. So I'm going to cut about a quarter or an eighth of an inch off each side, and then same thing here. And what I do when I do that is, because I know it's 5.5, I go halfway between the 5.5, and I don't worry about going to the exact line. I just eyeball it to the center between the two squares, chop, and then turn it over and then when I do it the other way, I pretty much, if you needed to do kind of equal on both sides. And then we'll do that on this one. This one, I think I'm going to take a little bit more off that side because I want that white edge on this one. We're going to take a lot of that edge off, and then we'll go back and take a little bit more because I want a little bit more of the white. And then same thing here. We're going to take off most of it from this side, and then we'll take just a little bit off the top. Now, this is what I was thinking about when I was thinking about making these cards tonight. And then I thought I would show you another fun way to do, like you could do it on the opposite way. Like I said, if you don't like the messy and the you could blend the whole thing. I'm going to add just another big blotch because I had that blotch right there at the other on this side that was so there that I thought we needed another blotch. At least I didn't roll it over. Oh no, poor kitty. I did that to Fletch when we first got him in my craft room. He loved to lay under my desk because he was so little and it was up against the wall. So he would sleep at the top right here and, do his whole upside down dead bug stuff. And he would roll out, and I caught him once. I felt so bad. Maybe that's why he doesn't sleep under there anymore. Actually, now he's just too big. He usually sleeps in the bedroom while I'm crafting because he likes to listen to me speak. But Tom was having, he lifted something and his back was a little sore today. So he was in a chair kind of getting it massaged, and he stayed very close to his daddy today. So he doesn't want to be my mama. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some holly because that is one of my favorite colors. Like I said, I have the new cardstocks coming. I just don't have them yet. So I'm going to use what I have, which is this deep red holly color. I will swatch all of them out when I get them. I can't promise that's going to be tomorrow. But I will have them all swatched out so that when we go forward, if I'm using one or the other, I can show you the differences. And like if there's one that's very similar or how close they are. So that way you can know. So that way if you're using up your stash and you want to know what's comparable, because I know some people like to have exact color matches. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to layer these on. So they're going to go on this like this. Like I said, you could do gold. Gold would kind of make them pop too, but I'm going to do the red. And then we're going to do our sentiment with red. You are fine, Tracy. I made my big announcement at the beginning, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy is one of the people that is, I hope I can say that, with mustache. It's not going to be a secret because you're doing a lot of the classes and stuff and the videos of teaching. And I had shared our little code for tomorrow. It is going to be, I'm so excited. Like I said, it has really, really been more exciting, I'll be honest, in the last few days. Not that I haven't been excited since I've heard about this, is with the app, because we originally had, I just had access to the Brutus Monroe. And so what I'm designing right now, it didn't necessarily work the way I needed it to at that point because it was still new. We were testing. I could put my stash in, look for my stash. But today was the perfect example. Just like I said, put in Christmas and put in Brutus Monroe, and it pulled up my stuff that's Christmas. And that's how I found this out, which was perfect. What did I want? We need a sentiment. So the other sentiments, the other stamp set that I looked in when I put in Christmas, I pulled was this Flourishing Holiday. Now there was a die set for this. However, the die set is out of stock. It's retired. The die stock is gone. So I'm not going to use that. We're just going to use the stamp, but it's great. It's got these Merry Christmas, warm wishes, season's greetings. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And so if you go in and you want a specific sentiment you'll be able to go in and say, have a holly jolly Christmas. And every stamp set that has have a holly jolly Christmas will pop up. And I think you can search your stash, or you can just search to see, hey, I don't have a sentiment that says warm winter wishes. Who has a sentiment like that? And then when you go to put it in there, you'll be able to see all the companies that have those sentiments or have been put in, because sometimes it might be a retired one that's not been put in yet. And you would be able to go and either purchase it if it's there, or keep an eye on your stash sites. So I will tell you that I was teasing the ladies the other days. I said the worst part about it right now is that now I want to go shopping. I'm seeing stuff from other companies and, Gina K or Altany or Corn Coated Ninth or, all sorts of stuff. And I want to go shopping so bad because I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that stamp set. So I can just put them on my little wish list and then keep an eye out for them. And what I personally like using the computer. I know some people have used the iPad. I know some people are using their phone. But it's great about using my phone. It's just like next weekend when I'm gone. Oh, that is not a straight stamp set. I did not get that on straight. Oh yeah, my wish list is big too. I will be able to, let's say I'm going to go to I stop at Firefly Farms, for example, in Rochester, Minnesota, which is a fabulous scrapbook store if you've never been there. I can go in, and granted that I've put my stuff in my app, I can go in and look. And so I have, let's say, Pretty Pink Posh, the mugs. I may have to check that, Tracy, before I go, by the way. Make my list. I should say. I might have to just dig through it myself, make sure. And I can mark off the ones I have so that when I'm there, if she's got one of the ones I don't have, I can be like, oh, I don't have that one. Now, I will be honest with you. I've been very good about trying to know my stash and not necessarily buy something if I thought I had it. I'm gonna, by the way, we're gonna heat and boss both of these, even though one's not straight, because I did that a few times, and I'm not saying I've never done it, and I may change my mind about my stamps. Yeah, I just have to go through and see which ones I have, is what I mean. I have to go in and look, because I haven't gone through my non-Brutus Monroe stuff other than a couple other things, because I just haven't had time. I haven't made the time, I should say. I need to make the time. But I've been trying to be very good about not buying duplicates. If it's a D stash, I'll say, can I go pen and look at my stash? And if it's something I'm not 1,000% sure, I come and look at I put it in my cart, and then I come check my stash, and then I can go and um, sorry, I'm just looking at my sentiments, deciding which one I want to use. No, I'm not sure I want to, you own most of them. I have quite a few of them. I'm not sure that I'm going to want to go with this. I'm not loving the color of it. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to completely switch this around. For this, with this, I don't think I like it for this part. So we're going to cut it off. It's not that I don't like how it's stamped. I just not loving the embossing powder with it. I guess it's hard because of my shine. I guess that's probably what it is. We will use it. I put it in my cart, and then I go look at my stash because I have everything organized pretty much by company, and then by how I like to organize. My flowers or my Christmas or just sentiments or like winter, birthday. Those are kind of the main ones that I do. And then I look. However, now I won't have to do that because I got to take the time, like I said, to go in, and I'm going to do that. It's my dies that I have the most that I have to do because I don't have them organized that well. I mean, I just redid them all, but I got to dig them out. I can now go shopping and look at my app and know if I have it or not, which is fantastic, so that I can finish off like if I have like the mugs, for example, I can make sure that if I don't have one, I can have them all. All right, you go ahead. I probably won't be done. You just hurry up and finish, Cordelia, and I'll still be here. How does that sound? I'll do my best anyway. So we're not gonna just end with this. Oh yeah, Penny. Mm-hmm. Can I sheepishly say that when Chris, there's a Chris, no, Charlie. I would say Chris. Anyway. Sorry, Penny, Tracy knows what I'm talking about. When he was making the video to kind of like an introduction video about it, and he talked about it, saying, how can somebody do this stash? That was me. I'm not going to be shy about it. I've been doing this a little while, and I've been buying them. Yes, I did not talk about that there's also a spot where you can locate. So like, I'm going to give, like, let's say right here on my desk, right to the left here, or if you have a Calyx unit, and you have all your bins and you have them numbered, you can put the number of bin in. Now, I don't have mine numbered right now because I'm in the process of going to be adding Chris. I know it's Chris and Ben, but I always feel like I want to say Charlie because there's too many Chris's to deal with in my crafty world. But I have some retired stamps that I have officially pulled. And I mean that as in, the companies are no longer around. One of them is my really good friend, Leslie, of her company, Heffy Doodle. And then I have some Justine Hovey's, it's just paper. And they're stamps I don't use a lot. So I pulled those to make room in my stash. And I put them they're all by themselves way over there, completely away from all of my other things. But because I am going to be redoing my entire room, I am not going to be putting my location in yet. But I will be, because at once upon a time I had all of my little bins lettered, and then that. You've added your G and K, but not. Oh, yeah. I don't want to know. And like I said, I was kind of going through things today. So we're going to just use that sentiment. I'm not going to pop it up. We're going to do flat layer cards. And then I think for our other one, we'll do a different sentiment. I'm going to stamp. We might stamp directly on the card base. I'm just going to line it up. And I have a T ruler here, but I may not know where it is. I see T bonus days. We got a T ruler, which was great because my original T ruler I broke. There. So we need some embellishments. We'll do that over. This is scary. What is scary, Penny? What is scary? Putting your stuff in or seeing what you have? Oh, I'm not going to worry about that. Don't even look at the number. It's like when they announced how many orders we had the other day on the live. Don't worry about that. I don't count that. That doesn't count. But I have been, it's just, that is my favorite, I think, thing is that I had gone through, oh, no. Penny, I talked to him about, here, I'll give you, here. Tracy, are you ready for this? This is all Brutus Monroe stencils back to front. Probably this many of them are retired. And that's 90% of them. And that's not my slimline ones. So yeah. I'm not going to worry about like my embossing powder, my aqua pigments, because that are retired, those consumables so much. Yes, we do. We celebrate our stashes at Mustache. Absolutely. But we also don't talk about the size of the ladies' craft stash, right? Isn't that kind of the joke? Okay. I think I want to pop a color on this one. So I think I'm going to do a black sentiment. Oh yeah. Trust me, Tracy, you'll be fine because that's going to be my winter project because some of them I don't have photos of and there aren't any backdoor photos. I can promise you that. So we're going to have to do some fancy. And I when I do my photos, I like to do kind of, I'm a little OCD about it. You don't have to be. So I'll be exciting. So I at least have all the names of them now. I never had all the names. So, okay. I'm going to need another sentiment. We're going to go in with this one, and I'm going to grab this Merry Christmas. And we're just going to stamp it down right here. And we could heat emboss this. We could stamp it in red, but I want a little bit of black. So we're going to stamp that. Penny, you're the one who kind of gave me that list, but I ain't making no list right now. One of them is, I can tell you, Penny, is all those round ones. It was like Gill and Kramer. There was a whole bunch then, and I don't know, they had some different names. I'm not worried about it yet because I haven't done any deep dives. Oh, this is a really pretty stamp. It's called Flourishing Holiday, if that's the one you're talking about. This one you're talking about. And then all of these sentiments will fit in here. And these will all fit in here. And these will all fit in here. So, yep. Well, you may not have to, Penny. You can just upload the photo and then I can approve it. How's that sound? All right, Merry Everything. And I think that's that is going to be my favorite thing. My favorite thing about, one of my favorite things about the Mustache app is going to be the sentiments. Is being able to go in and just put in some little thing of whatever you want and it can pull up a sentiment. Because I like to sometimes, you guys know me when I go live, I like to sometimes grab one of our retired sentiments set and use that with our new stuff. Because, like Warm Winter Wishes, if we have the city release, maybe there's not Warm Winter Wishes in there, but I have one. So now I can go in there and say Warm Winter Wishes. And then what happens is, while you're watching a creator, if you can't, let's say they're using a retired stamp set, and you want a Warm Winter Wishes, you can go to your Mustache app and type that in there. And I didn't put this on straight, so I got to center it up. And you'll be able to find that. Or let's say you don't have, ooh, I really tapped that one wrong. Well, we're going to change that up. Wasn't paying attention. You don't have a poinsettia stamp, for example, that specific poinsettia stamp that person's using. You go in and type poinsettia and you'll be able to go in and see what do you have that you can use your stash, especially if it's something like at the time you're not able to go buy, or you know, for whatever reasons, like it's not in the cards for you right that minute, or let's just say you need it today. Like Penny said, she needed a birthday card today, and she wanted something with bears. You made it back, Cordelia. We just kind of stamped some sentiments in this. We're going to throw on some embellishments quick, and then we're going to do one more card. I'm going to do embellishments. Now, this is one thing the app does not help you with when you misplace things. Oh, how about right here? I usually keep them all over here. I'm going to use some of this red shift. Things. And that is, I think that's something else that I haven't gotten into yet. Oh, that's pretty cool. A separate sentence. That's pretty cool. Is that one thing I was thinking about was, you know, I keep my embellishments in different parts of my craft room because I don't use them all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we'll just throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. I can say now that because I have most of, like, if I have an event where I've gotten them, these are the only ones that are on my desk, but 90% of my sequins and things are in a box over under my printer table. So I'll be able to say that. So if I can't remember, then I know they are. And then the other thing that I'm gonna like about this in particular is that, so when I'm going crafting, which is something I am personally definitely going to do, even though not everything of my stuff is in yet, I am going to be using the app to choose some things to take with me next weekend. Because I'm going to go in and, you know, I'm probably going to be making mostly Christmas cards just because I love making Christmas cards. But I need to make birthday cards. I need to make lots of different cards. I just haven't made a lot of just cards that I can personally use. But right now, lately. But I can go in and search for a few things that I know I've entered if they have a specific theme or sentiment, and I can grab those versus just kind of going willy-nilly through my stash and saying, oh, I'll take that and take that and take that and take that. And then I have too much stuff with me. So, okay. So here's 2 of our cards. Now, we're going to do, hopefully, I'm going to do 2 similar ones with the same stamp set. Yeah. Okay. I think I linked one more in there, but I didn't use it. So you'll have to ignore that collection part of mine. I apologize. We are going to grab some aqua pigment paper. We're basically going to do the same thing. This one I may not be able to put a sentiment on. Yes, you'll be able to start a project, which is what I started to do last night for this. Is I started a project and I tagged this and this other stamp set that I didn't end up using tonight in that, so that when I went today, because it was last night, I was sitting on the couch on my phone, and I was starting. That's when I did the Brutus Monroe Christmas. So I could look them up today. First of all, to make sure they were in stock, because you know me, I need to make sure. I want to use something that's in stock. And like I said, I did ink these 2 stamp sets below, and the gilded embossing powder is below in the description box. At least I know on my channel, Brutus Monroe. I think it is on the Christopher Allen channel if you're on there, but I'm not sure. And then I could go in and look at my stash to do that. And so that way, and Tracy talks about this, if you're sitting at a doctor's appointment or a kid's practice or the car place, you can go in and start looking through your stash and maybe kind of arrange some projects. Hey, I want to make some birthday cards. Let's see, what do I got in my stash? And then there's a feature that will let you do that. And then there's also features where you'll be able to kind of, if you like this card that I make tonight, I'm going to stamp out one more. We're going to be a completely different color. We're going to do cabbage. I got to quick cut it down to A2 size. You'll be able to do that while you're, you know, if you're not a book reader or a television watcher, you can't do that kind of thing wherever you're at, or maybe even on your break at lunch. You know, not everyone has a break room where they get to sit, they can watch TV or do something. You'll be able to go on, if you're on your phone, you can go through and add some of these items to your stash, to a project. And then, or if, like you said, you like this project tonight, you go in and like my card. Once I have it uploaded, you can use it for inspiration and see the products that I used, because I'll be able to tag the products that I used and the video for tonight right in the app. So once again, it'll be tomorrow. Tracy, do you have a time for sure that it's going live, or is it? I mean, I know that you were doing some soft releases with certain, but is there a specific time tomorrow that you guys kind of are shooting for, like morning, lunch, an official, 10 o'clock time or something? And one of the things that is just, like I said, I've said one of the things another time, right? What I really do is that there are some amazing card makers out there that you can just, their style is beautiful and gorgeous. And, not that, I mean, I love what I do, but I'm and I'll gush a little bit. Tracy makes amazing, beautiful cards. I've seen them. They're beautiful. And I have a couple in my stash. I mean, I've crafted with her and just been sometimes at awe what comes up. I mean, and I'm not saying that she has a good knowledge of what she wants to do and stuff. And so it's fun. Okay. I don't know if Buddhist Monroe has a specific time, because I'm the one who's going to make the post about it. It'll probably be, right before I go live. I'm going live tomorrow, because then we can talk about. I'm going to go live at 10 o'clock tomorrow on Sean's channel, not for Buddhist Monroe per se, but I'll be using a few Buddhist Monroe products, I'm sure. We can mention it at that time that it's live anyway, and to go over and check it out. All right, so we did the same thing, same color, just different cardstock. I've got aqua pigment paper and cabbage. Well, okay, Susan, what am I talking about? My little, yes, Tracy, but you really are fun. You're fun to watch. I know somebody else that I love to watch is Chris Dayton and her watercoloring. Just because I've crafted with you, like I said, and sometimes you can see you get into a rhythm and it looks just effortless. I'm a talker. I mean, not that, not that you don't talk, but sometimes I get too far away. If you're talking about what my little thing in the corner is, Susan, the Mustache Partner, it is a app that is releasing tomorrow during World Card Making Day. It's official launch. I have been testing it. Tracy in the chat here is one of the people that has been working on this for quite a long time. And I used that app tonight to come up with my project. It is going to be you're going to be able to keep track of your stash. And I was able to announce that it's going live tomorrow. We have a code Brutus 20 that you can use tomorrow to get a discount, and which I had in the little ticker here. I'll put that back up again for a few minutes while I'm grabbing my other thing. And it will be awesome. You'll be able to keep track of your stash. And I got to go back to my chat so I can see it. And there's a lot of things that you can do with it. They'll have all the work is going to be done for you when it comes to like the tags. You can submit products that aren't in there yet, and then they will approve them if you want. And then you'll be able to, like, let's say this shimmer pigment's not in there. I can add this in a photo and say it's from Brutus Monroe and it's just shimmer pigment red, like name it, and then share it. And then they can go in and tag that it's red or that it's got sparkles or whatever. And if I share it, that means everybody can have it. Another good example would be as if this stamp set, it is in there, but let's pretend it wasn't because it was retired. I shared it. They're going to put all like the pine cones and the pine needles and swag and holly leaves and then if there's sentiments. And then you'll be able to keep track of if you have it in your stash, if you want it on your wish list, or if you where it is in your room, things like that. You can, like I said, it's going to do a lot of things. So I hope that kind of answers somewhat, Susan. It's a short answer. I did talk about it more at the beginning. For this card, I'm going to go back to this quick. I took this aqua pigment paper, same stamp set. Just going to spritz it with some water, and we're just going to do a little ink special. Tomorrow, Susan, I got an email this afternoon. Did you get that email? I think it's at 4:00. And the email this afternoon came from Jess saying, I don't know if I can pull it up right this second, but I think it's tomorrow, 4:00. And they sent us the link in the email. And then, or you can go to your classroom, and when it goes live, because it's a live event, you won't be able to open the video. And I think you can open the YouTube, but it won't go live because it's live. The SVGs will be live at that time as well, if that helps, Susan. And then I will probably type the instructions next week. Or actually, it'll probably be a week and a half because I'm going crafting next weekend. So that's all I'm going to do is add a little bit of ink swishing, and we're just going to leave this card dry. So I'm not going to be able to finish this. No. Charlie, that's something different. Easy 10-minute cards is going to be me and Sean and Melissa. We're doing it as friends because Sean just reached out. It just happens to be we're on the design team, and we're making 10-minute cards. But I am almost positive. Let me go in and see if I can pull my Gmail up here. I will tell you. If you give me just a second. We're going to go over a little bit. I hope you guys don't mind. Jessica. Tomorrow's trick or treat class will be live with Christopher. The live session will take place at 4 p.m. Eastern via the link posted below. That's in there. Or you can go to the BrutusMonroeEvents.com and go into your courses. The link will be there. Can't join at 4 p.m. Have no fear. The class will be recorded and posted in the courses for you to watch. There will also be a link for the SVGs there. And I did check with her. They will be live tomorrow. And then keep your eye on the mail because they did send all their packages priority so they can get here. Yes, 4 p.m. Yes, I knew that she was. I knew she was. It's easier for me to read sometimes the names than try to remember everybody's name. So, yes. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central, Sean on the Manly Made Minute from Men of Monroe, Melissa from our design team, and I are all going to go live and make 10-minute cards using whatever we want. Some kind of basic cards. But thank you. I'm just going to do a little heat setting, and then I'm going to let it dry. So this one I'm not going to finish. Something else at 10 a.m. Could it be a mustache release? I don't know. I think last weekend we had our Fall Into the Holiday event at 10. Went live at 10 yesterday, last week. So it could have been that. I don't remember what else there could be. It could be something else. So I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to let it dry completely. And I'm just going to stamp another sentiment. I'm going to stamp it in gold up here, and I will share this one. And I will also probably mat it on some of this cardstock. But I just wanted to show a different way that you could do this. Now, I did it one other way. We did it on colored cardstock. We did a different color. And then once again, I'm going to do some ink blending. So I'm going to go ahead and grab as Christopher likes to yell, 4 ink. Probably not going to be dark enough for this color, but we're going to try it. It could be SCT. Do they start their World Card Making Day stuff tomorrow at 10 a.m.? I know that there's going to be so much, I'm sure, live tomorrow because of World Card Making Day. You'll just everyone just keep an eye on Facebook. I know there's some Instagram hops. I think there's some YouTube hops. And then, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and turn my ticker back off. I'll probably wait till tomorrow to edit my video, but I will go in and make sure that so that way you guys, if you watch the live, you got the code for it. Okay, what's going on here? No, restream. I don't need help. I need the chat. Oh, you know what? Wait till you see the mistake I made on my first card. You know what? I don't believe in, well, I do believe in happy accidents, but I also believe sometimes that it's on purpose. Yes. And like I said, if you look, that red section, when it comes to watercolor, sometimes, and I'm really learning how to just let go. Let it do its job. So thank you. See, like that, I just made that really big green spot. Now it will dry back, but just go in. And these are juicy inks. If you haven't used the Simon Hurley, I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. Simon Hurley inks, they're juicy, they're foam. You know, if you haven't used a foam pad, you don't have to put a lot of ink on yours. I'm probably putting way too much ink on mine. You don't have to press in hard. But it's just out of habit because I'm still getting used to having them. Because I always had the felt pads. And with the felt pads, you tend to have to go in a little bit more because they're not quite as juicy. And all I'm going to do is I'm ink blending all the way around the edges. And then I'm going to show you one more little thing where I'm just avoiding the swag area other than around the edges because we're going to cut this down. So like I said, I hope you don't mind. We go over just a little bit. I want to remind everyone that next week it's going to be a recorded video because I will be out of town. I will try to pop in the chat, but I can't promise that I'll be in the chat. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to add my favorite brown ink all time, Weeping Willow. And, well, I should say Weeping Willow and Cookie Dough are my two favorite things. I'm going to grab just a little bit. I am going to tap this off, and we're going to go around just the edges. If you do a little bit of brown around the edges on red and darker cardstock, it kind of darkens it up without adding the black if you want to. It just kind of deepens the edge colors. And it's one of those things I kind of forget about. I'm doing a light color on it, and then I'm just going to go back and do a little bit more. Like I said, it's going to dry back some because that inks do. And yeah, here's my ink stand, and I'm just not used to it. It's still new for me. And then I'm just going to wipe it off. I am going to quick kind of set it with some heat set. Because the ink's dry. These are wet inks. Like I heat set with these. Or not heat set. I can't talk all the time. Use embossing ink. I'm just going to dry it a little bit. Look at the difference, though. That's the color compared to here. Now, if you wanted it to be really dark up to the edge, but I'm kind of trying to do the opposite of that glow look, you could use like one of these a littler blending brush and grab a little bit more ink and just kind of go in there if you wanted to, but I don't think I need to. I'm okay with what it looks like. Okay, so here's that. Let's get it cut down. This one would be really fun to pop on some gold glitter stock. I don't know if I have any here handy, so I'm gonna kind of pretend. Oh, thank you, Tracy. It's like I said, it's just and I did kind of take away some of that brown area around the edges so I can just grab my ink because I cut off the edge, which is, I like to, I tend to always make my card panels at 4 by 5 1/4. So I should have just cut it down right away. But if I grab a card base here, and I have dirty, dirty fingers, and I just pop that on, see how fun that is? Now, this is the one where instead of splatter, we're going to use my favorite. And I guess you guys should see the mic on the bottom. Gotta shake that up. I just don't do it on camera so you guys don't get sick. And then I'm just going to, and I think I'm going to do this one while we're at it. And we're just going to go. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, Oh boy, do you see that? My desk is a mess of splatter. This one I'm going to let dry naturally. So that one you guys are going to have to wait to see what it looks like. I have splatter on my ink pads and on everything. This one we're going to dab up that spot right there. I don't really want all that big blot right there. But look at this, watch. Gold foil, yes. But okay, it's still a little wet. But I'm going to heat him. I'm going to heat it quick. It looks kind of more in person. It's just splattered gold. You know, Tracy, I haven't foiled in so long. Like hot foiled. I miss it. I need to. Hopefully when I get my craft room done, I can. So it's going to be hard. I'm going to kind of, you can see that shimmer. I mean, I really shimmered this. If you didn't want this much shimmer, what you can do is spritz it in the air and go like this through the mist. Sorry, that's going to autofocus a lot. And it won't be quite as, but it's my favorites to add. And I think what I'm going to do is, if I can find it, I'm going to pop this on some, I'm going to pop this on lunch bag. I think that's going to look pretty. So I'm just going to make a quick card base. This green is it's a cabbage, right? Is that what I said? Yes. And like I said, I have the new cardstocks coming. They'll be here tomorrow. Cross your fingers. Tomorrow. And then I will let you know if there is, like I said, I don't know how they compare to each other yet because I haven't seen them. But I'm going to see. I like that together. So let's put that down. And then I just used that sorry, I have to say it the way Christopher does because it makes me laugh every time I hear him say it. And because I have a funny story about that. Thank you. Funny story about 4. I'll tell you that in just a second. That's what that ink blend was. So it's a really pretty green. So my funny story is my son and my dad taught my son how to golf. And he was a little boy. He doesn't even probably remember this. I mean, he had to have been like 2, 3, 4 probably. I'm going to guess 4. Not quite in kindergarten. And my dad took him to my hometown golf course. And took him golfing. And my son got down to golf and he went, 4. And he swung the ball and hit it. And he hit my dad. You can see up in the corner probably, he hit my dad right in the back of the head right here with the golf ball. My dad was livid. Just livid that he did that. And I was like, well, Dad, he did yell 4. So I thought that was kind of funny that I'm like, it's your own fault for standing in front of him while he's golfing. You know, he didn't know any better. But in that later, he apologized to my son for yelling at him because I think he really yelled at him. But it was I just have to laugh about that because I'm like, Dad, he did say 4. So whenever I hear Christopher say that in live, it makes me think of my dad and it makes me laugh. All right, I just grabbed another sentiment from that Flourishing Holiday stamp set. And this one says, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, here comes my little loud puppy. Hi. 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 You want to come up? You want to come up? You want to come say hi? Up. 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 Come on. He's too shy. He's too shy. He doesn't want to be on camera. Okay, let's finish this up. It's already 8:10. It is. It's so funny. And I think about it all the time. I'll have to ask him. I think he's coming over tomorrow. Tomorrow night. I told him I was making lasagna, so he may show up because it's his favorite. All right. Pizza our little sentiment here. And a funny thing is he hasn't golfed in a long time. My dad passed away last year. And he'd been ill for quite some time. And my son has recently just taken up golfing again. And he told me, he asked me if my mom still had any of my dad's golf clubs. And Mom said she's like, no. And I didn't think so either. But then she's like, oh, I found some in the garage. So don't forget, Mom. Don't forget to pack them. Because I'm going to see her next week. So don't forget. Oh boy. You want something else that's funny? My dog just ran by with my king size pillow. He wants me to chase him. Okay, that looks good. So he just went golfing the other day, and he texted me a picture. And I guess I didn't share this with you, Mom, since you're listening. He sent me a picture yesterday. He goes, "I take after my grandpa. He taught me well." And he showed me a bag, and he had probably picked up 35 golf balls at least. I'm gonna share that photo with you, Mom, later. I just think that's funny. And he's like, "Grandpa taught me well," and I'm like, "Yes, he did." Okay, so I have this "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" stamp set or sentiment. And then I'm going to find, I don't have any handy, but I'm going to go ahead and find some gold embellishments that I'm going to put on after. I want some sequins, but I don't have any. Oh, I have a few right here. Look at this. Handy dandy. These are just some pink fresh gems left over from last year's holiday event, I think, that I did. I just want to add a couple. Let's see, is my blue press doing okay? We'll add a few gems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Works for me. All right. And I'm not going to go around and pick and see if I can find big ones or little ones. We're just going to use the ones that are here. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Like I said, I won't be live next week. I will have a pre-recorded video. Most likely, I'm gonna say it's gonna be the city release, some of the city release, what I get in the mail. But I do want to say tomorrow, like I said, you have to check out the Mustache app, and let me put that up on the screen at least so you can get the code if you want, and the muststash.io for it. Watch I will have a link on our Brutus Monroe page tomorrow, so you will also see it then, and you can use that code for a discount and check it out, because I will tell you it's worth it. It's amazing. I love it. I actually want to take vacation days so that I can just sit in my craft room and get the rest of it done, including all of my retired. It ain't gonna happen because I want to use my vacation days for more fun things, like go crafting or go see my fans or family. But check that out. So I appreciate Tracy and Sue for letting me share that with you guys tonight, and Christopher, of course, because I did ask him that. He gave me the logo and the code. Here are the cards we made this evening using the sketched holiday stamp set and the flourishing holiday sentiment set. So we just used that same stamp, and we did it like these three all are different, but they're all the same design. And then I did one where I did it on both sides. I mean, you could do slimline, you could do mini slim, you could color it in. You're welcome, Tracy. Thank you guys so much. Have a great evening. If you like, you can give a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, my YouTube channel is Sugar Cards Candi V, and you can see that and you can subscribe to that. Check out me tomorrow with Sean and Melissa, and I hope you guys all have a great night and a great weekend. Okay, we'll see you all next week. Or well, I'll see you in the chat next week. Okay, you're welcome, Deal. Good night, everyone.